First of all, I would like to put my gratitude to the organizing committee for giving us this opportunity to speak in front of the esteemed gathering and to be part of the distinguished speakers. So myself, Dr. Savinder from Lovely Professional University, and I'll be talking on exploring the growing popularity of millets as sustainable and nutritious food. So when we talk about, I can say, agriculture, we talk about green revolution, and we know that green revolution has resulted into a great, we can say, increase in the food production. From 50 metric ton in 1947, we have reached up to 309 metric ton in 2021 year, and this has resulted into a food security. But we, on the other side, when we look at the, I can say the side effects or the other, I can say, effects on the country, we see that the 48% of the dry lands which were facing frequent droughts, they were bypassed, and the concern of nutritional security was not touched. Only we were focusing on making India self-sufficient in terms of food production. And this is nowadays, we are looking for the second green revolution, but this will be resulting in natural source degradation. We all understand that the land, the water, the biodiversity is degrading because of these activities. And this activity is basically confined to the irrigated areas only. So we are to look for certain crops, or you can say certain areas which can result into food security as well as the nutritional security. Now, why nutritional security is important? Because if we want that the human beings, they work at their full potential, then along with the food security, the nutritional security is required. They should get a nutritional food so that they can maintain good health, and that can result in good output. So increasing the population, the water scarcity, we are looking for certain sustainable crops which will be having a good, you can say, nutritive value. So there are crop alternatives available to meet the food requirement and also to improve the economic status of
recording in progress.
So this millets, the millets, they are having a low water demand, and they grow, I can say, in comparison to other cereal crops, the major cereal crops, they grow in, their demand is also improving. So these are considered to be as the cereals of the future. Now, if you see the, I can say, millet map of India, it's not most of the, you can say, states, they are having millet, one or more millet crops. So it is evident that this is not a, you can say, new crop. It is ancient food grain, which was first domesticated for food, and the earliest evidence, they are, you can say, found in 3000 BC. And this crop is basically grown in around 151 countries, and mostly Asia and Africa, 59 crore peoples, they are, you can say, they are surviving on millets only. So these are basically what small seeded annual crops that are grown as grain crops, and they are basically grown in the dry areas or temperate, subtropical, and the tropical regions. If we look at the different states of India, which are, you can say, major producers of millet, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, they are the top 5 states, and the major millet crops which are grown are the bajra, sorghum, jowar, and dharan. So these are the major crops which are basically contributing in the millet production. But if we go by the global data, the world production, the world, you can say, area under millet cultivation is around 718 lakh hectare, and 863 lakh ton production is happening in the year 2019 as per the FAO stat data. And out of that, Africa is at the topmost country, and which is followed by the Asia, America, and Europe, and finally by the Australia and the New Zealand. And out of all these, India is basically producing more than 170 lakh ton, and which is 80% of the Asia's production and 20% of the global production. So that means India is contributing a lot in millet production, and it is giving a average yield of 1239 kg per hectare, which is more than that of the global average yield. So when we are talking about the India's role, India is self-sufficient in food, and it's moving towards becoming a food surplus country. So our focus right now is shifting towards nutritional security. As I mentioned earlier also, nutritional security is very, very important we want to harness the human potential to its maximum. So we need to give the, you can say, the people of India a balanced diet so that they can combat the malnutrition and the lifestyle disorders in which the dietary quality need to be considered. So we are already food surplus, food sufficient. We are moving to food surplus. Now we are focused, the government focus, policy makers focus is now provide a nutritional food to the consumer. So for that, the government of India as well as the state governments, they have made significant changes in reviving back the millet. As I told you, this is not a new crop. It's a, you can say, it is a forgotten crop, you can say. We are just trying to revive it back. And one of the milestones in the growth of millet was that it was renamed from coarse cereal to nutri-cereals. Coarse cereals were basically given the name which were difficult to cook. So nutri-cereals, which are basically providing us all the, you can say, nutrients which are responsible for giving a good health to the consumer. And this was done through an official gazette notification in 2018. And India proposed that 2023 will be declared as the International Year of Millet, which was basically accepted by all the, you can say, international bodies. So that is why this year we are celebrating as an International Year of Millets. When we say that why millets are considered as nutri-cereals, because this has the potential in contributing substantially to the food and the nutritional security of the country. As nutri-cereal, they should be rich in vitamins and the minerals. They should have higher fiber content. They should be gluten-free. They should have low glycemic index. They should be rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients. Because all the problems nowadays the consumer is facing is because of the lifestyle disorders and malnutrition. So these lifestyle disorders are because of the generation of the free radicals, because of the oxidative stress, which can be combated by the use of phytonutrients and the antioxidants, which is present in abundance in millets. So you can say millet is fulfilling the, you can say, definition of nutri-cereals. That is why it is coming under this category. So the government has basically, you can say, given millets like sorghum, pearl millets like little millet, and millets like black pea. They are considered under the nutri-cereals for production. Now, when we are talking about the nutritional composition, as you can see in the table, the composition of the millets have been compared with the normal cereals, the major cereals like the rice, wheat, and maize. The composition of the protein, which is a major nutrient, the composition is basically ranging from 7 to 11 gram per 100 gram of the edible portion in case of rice, wheat, and maize. And the similar type of composition is found in most of the millets. So the protein content is almost similar. And then if we talk about the crude fiber content, you can see easily the difference over here. The crude fiber content in case of rice, wheat, and maize is ranging from 1 to 3 almost. But in case of millet, the fiber content is quite high. The maximum is 13.6 in case of barnyard millet. The fiber, dietary fiber, is a very good source, or you can say very good nutrient, which is required in our daily diet for a healthy, you can say, lifestyle. And also, if we come to the minerals and the vitamin content, the mineral content, calcium, we all understand how important the calcium is. Finger millet is having around 350 mg of the calcium, while the major cereals, they are having around 20 to 30 mg. And the similar way, iron is higher in case of barnyard millet, which is 18.6 mg, and followed by the pearl millet, which is 11 mg. So this is basically, these two minerals will be responsible for giving us, you can say, security for anemia as well as from osteoporosis. Now, coming to how we are basically saying that this is a sustainable solution. When we talk about, if you see this slide, you can say, just a second. Now, this is, we are basically nowadays, you might have heard about SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals, and which is given by the United Nations. And every country, every organization is working in order to, you can say, fulfill these SDGs. And millet is basically giving us, you can say, complying to major of the, you can say, SDG goals. So majorly no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, industry innovation and infrastructure, responsible consumption and production. Now all these are interlinked because of the millets. Now just see that earlier it was a neglected and underutilized crop, which was only giving the local food security. That means where it was growing, it was giving the food security in that area only. And there was no economic activity or research or innovation was going on in case of millet. So it was basically confined to a limited area. But because of, you can say, health awareness factors, or you can say the people who are more, you can say, conscious about their health, they discovered that this millet is basically having the potential to give them a healthy lifestyle. So because of this health conscious consumer, there is an increased demand. When there is an increased demand or trade or the rising prices, the poverty line will be basically, you can say, because there will be a shift from, you can say, local land to major lands to match the demand. So there was an increase in the production in the trade, which resulted in a price decline. So poverty was basically taken care by the increased production or the trade of the millets. Similarly, because of the local land, there was a reduced local availability of the quality food, and this resulted in the local and the global production, which was basically the SDG 9, where industry, innovation, and infrastructure was basically covered. And this local and the global production has resulted in the health benefits to challenge, and this for this new research was taken into consideration. So this is basically how everything was linked. And this local and global production also resulted in growing awareness of the shared responsibility. And this is resulting into the responsible consumption. So all these factors were resulting into shifting from local land to the global land, and innovations in production, storage, and processing. And also we are, you can say, making different value-added products out of that. And this has improved the status of the, you can say, millets, which is basically helping us in, you can say, achieving the state sustainable development goals also. So for that, it's not a one organization task. For this, the government, the educational organizations, the farmers, the NGOs, they all need to, you can say, hold the hands together so that these all SDGs can be, you can say, achieved. So for the farmers, what is the benefit or the sustainability in case of millet? Now there are, you can say, changing climatic conditions, which are basically impacting the agricultural production. When we talk about millets, they are well adapted for low input agriculture, and they are climate resilient than the major cereal crops, and they are also rich source of different minerals. So they can grow in all the different altitudes, in all the different, you can say, regimes, and they have a very low water footprint. So this is the benefit for the farmers. So because less water requirement is there, they are heat tolerant, they are drought tolerant, they can even survive in floods. So they can be an obvious choice for the farmers in the era of climate change. And also, as we know that the natural resources are depleting, so farmers are looking for the, you can say, the crops which can tolerate these climate changes. So for farmers, this can be a best choice. From the consumer point of view, we all have seen the nutritional composition of the millets. They are high in fiber, they are gluten-free, they are low glycemic, they are having low glycemic index, and they are powerhouse of the nutrients, and they are often known as nutraceuticals. So we all know that these days there are different number of problems which the people are facing, and one of that problem is the gluten intolerance. The gluten is one of the, you can say, protein which is normally present in the wheat flour, and it is having that property of extensibility. And because of this gluten, we are able to make number of products out of wheat flour. But there are, you can say, some population, or you can say a good amount of population which cannot tolerate this gluten. So for them, consuming the wheat or the wheat-based product is very difficult. So millet can be one of the alternative for such type of population who are suffering from the celiac disease or the gluten intolerance disease. And these nutraceuticals, because of the presence of their, you can say, phytonutrients, they are recognized for their antioxidant, antihypertensive, immunomodulatory, or anti-inflammatory properties. Also, they are antibacterial and antimicrobial, and also improve the gut health. So these are the benefits for the consumer who are, you can say, incorporating or introducing the millets in their diets. So this can help in improving the health of the consumer. And when we talk about environment, we know that this millet, they do not require any standing water in the field. So that means there is no need of big dams or canal systems to get water to the farms, and there is no need for any fertility enhancement or the pesticide to grow well and yield a good harvest. So this millet crop can, you can say, tolerate all the different extreme environment conditions. So it is tolerant to environmental stress, it is tolerant to high temperatures, and also this is a short life cycle of, there is a short life cycle of the millet. That means within 12 to 14 weeks, the life cycle is complete. Whereas in case of rice and wheat, it requires 20 to 24 weeks. So that means this can be an ideal solution for the next generation for climate smart agriculture. So that means the way the climate is changing, we need to look for the crops which can tolerate those stresses. And then comes the entrepreneurs. As we are, you can say, taking, or you can say, introducing millets in our diet. So that means there will be, you can say, more and more products will be required. So the demand for millet-based product, it will be increasing, especially in the urban areas. Earlier, millet was confined to the, you can say, rural areas only, but because of the health awareness factors, more and more urban people, they are, you can say, introducing millet in their diet, and the demand of that millet-based products, they are improving. So this is resulting in the ample opportunity for the startup entrepreneurs. So there is a huge opportunity in the areas of millet seeds, primary processing, value addition, even millet aggregators, packaging industry, bakery, hotel industry, even the e-commerce is open for, you can say, supply of the value-added products. So there is a lot of opportunity for those who are interested in venturing into the millet business. So they can start up their, you can say, organization, and they can have different, you can say, areas are open for the startup industry. So this is how, you can say, millets will be basically giving the solutions to all the different sectors of, you can say, the different sectors of the industry. May it be the farmer, may it be the consumer, may it be the environment, may it be the entrepreneurs. So it is giving the opportunities to all. So, but the main thing is how much we can consume per day. So this is very, very important. It is not that we are to basically replace everything with the millet. So according to ICMR, National Institute of Nutrition, the quantity of the millet should be around 53% of the total cereal consumption during the day. So if I talk about reference man, I can say with a sedentary activity, means he's not hyperactive, or if he's in a sitting job, he need to take to 70 grams of cereals, which is recommended, including the millets. So it will be coming around 33% will be coming around 90 to 100 grams of millet.
Recording stopped.
So this is a recommended. This is a recommended, you can say, quantity given by the National Institute of Nutrition. The side effects of millet can occur if we are consuming it excessively, but a balanced diet will be helping us lowering these adverse effects. Now, you can ask me that what can be the side effects, or you can say the main thing is that this millets or major of the, you can say, crops, they are having some anti-nutrient factors also, which is basically responsible for decreasing the bioavailability of the nutrients. So that is why processing of the millet is very important. This will be improving the nutritional characteristics. It will be improving the sensory properties. It will be also giving us the convenience, because if you are taking the millet as such with husk or the bran, you will not be able to cook it in less time. So it's very important that some primary processing must be given to the millet so that it will be convenient for us to cook at home. And when we are, you can say, processing it, it will be reducing the anti-nutritional factors and thus increasing the bioavailability of the micronutrients. And also, very less amount of anti-nutrient factors will be there. So there are different processing technologies which are basically used for reducing those anti-nutrient factors, which are basically the mechanical processing, which involves decortication and milling and the sieving of the, you can say, millet rice. And then thermal processing, which is generally the cooking part, and soaking, germination, malting, or the fermentation. So whenever we are going for this processing, there will be certain effect on the nutrient contents. So when we are going for processing, there will be reduction. When we are going for decortication, there will be reduction in the crude fiber content because the fiber is mainly present in the outer covering of the, you can say, millet. So when you are removing that outer coatings, definitely the crude fiber content or the dietary fiber content is going to decrease. Also, the mineral and the total phenolic content is decreasing, but this is resulting in the increased in the edible properties or the sensory properties of the rice. Otherwise, all these, if we are consuming the millet without decortication, then it will not be having good taste, or you can say the digestibility will be an issue. Then milling and sieving is again resulting in the factors and also, but increase in the mineral is there. Similarly, germination is resulting in the increased mineral accessibility, protein, and the starch digestibility. Now, the outcome of all these processes is that this is resulting in value-added products, reduced malnutrition, and the cheaper. Millet is considered to be a cheaper food source, and then these are source of bioactive compounds. So, improved health is basically an outcome when we are consuming the millets. And the future, you can say, research will be needed for innovative machinery for the proper decortication of the, you can say, millet rice, because right now, whatever machinery is being used is basically the machinery which is used for the rice, normal rice, and that is why the losses are more. So, you can say research is needed in the development of the new machinery system for millets specifically. And also, when we are talking about malting and germination, we need novel germinators for the industrial scale so that it can be further scaled up. Now, what are the problems faced? Problem faced during the production or the development of the value-added product from millet is that it is lacking the gluten. As I told you, gluten is the protein which is having the property of extensibility, and this is basically responsible for the production of all the different type of bakery products which are there in the market. So we are not able to, you can say, prepare pure millet food products. Means 100% where millet flour has been used. So bakery or the noodle products cannot be made from 100% millet flour. That is one of the problems which is being faced. And what is possible is that you can consume millets as a liquid or semi-liquid food products. You can consume it as a rice, and we can make breakfast cereals out of that. We can blend them with the composite flour, means 50% of the, you can say, millet flour with 50% of the wheat flour. That can also be done, and we can the wheat flour. That can also be done. And supplement to the normal recipes for the fortification and supplementation purpose, which are present in the millets. So potential health benefits, as I already discussed, these are for preventing the cancer and the cardiovascular diseases, reducing the tumor incidences, controlling the blood pressure, reducing the risk of heart disease, cholesterol and rate of fat absorption, it is reduced, and delaying in the gastric empty. That means after consuming the millets, you will feel full for a longer period of time. So that means I can say urging for the food will reduce. This will help us to maintain the you can say weight, the normal weight of the body. So what are the challenges in the future perspectives? So first thing is we can call it as challenges and future perspectives, or you can see the opportunity for working in the area of millets. So lack of innovative millet processing technologies is there to provide easy to handle, ready to cook or ready to eat meat and safe products and meat at a commercial scale. If this is lacking, so that means anyone who is interested in going for this area, they can choose this area for developing the millet processing technologies. And it is unsuitable to be converted into pure millet bakery and some other easy to handle solid food products. But this area is also open by using different type of hydrocolloids or different types of gums. That means something to basically bind the millet flour can be one of the area to develop a pure millet, you can say, product. And there should be a consistent supply of high quality millet grains. That means the area where you can say different high yielding varieties or a highly nutritious variety can be developed. And there need to be development of millet cultivars with higher essential amino acid content should be there. So diversification of food production must be encouraged both at national and the international level. And we all understand that when we are processing, the nutritional value is going to change depending on the extent of processing. So if we are completely removing the bran layer from the millet, it will definitely going to reduce the fiber content and the mineral content. So the result, the millet rice which will be resulting will be having a lesser quantity. So optimization is needed, that up to what extent this outer layer should be removed. So because this is a good source of dietary fiber. So the use of millet as a whole grain will be giving us all the essential nutrients which are present in the, you can say, millet. Then there are different varieties available for a particular crop which are having the different nutritional properties. So nutritional profiling of each variety is very, very important. Because when we are thinking from the farmer point of view, they are growing the varieties or they are growing the crop from the perspective of higher yield so that they can get a good price out of that. But when we are talking as a consumer, we need a variety which is having a good nutrient content. So nutritional profiling of each variety is important so that when you are starting your startup, you can select a good variety which is giving you a good nutrient content so that the final product which is coming out will be quite beneficial for the consumer. So way forward is that we need to think globally but act locally. Means whatever is happening in the outer world, we need to, we can say, implement in our home so that we can improve the health of our people. So way forward is we are to go for the enhancement of the production or the productivity of the millets. We need to talk about their nutritional and the health benefits. We need to develop new recipes or the processes or the value-added products. And we need to develop more of the entrepreneurs or the startup industries so that this, you can say, healthy diet should reach to maximum of the people. Then awareness creation is also very important, which can be done by the branding, labeling, and and international outreach. If I talk about the, I can say, export data, India is now exporting to number of countries because India is basically the major producer of the, I can say, millets in Asia. So it is exporting to number of countries, and the consumer department is looking for more such opportunity. So that means in coming times, the, you can say, this area is going to grow. So policy interventions for mainstreaming is very, very important. And it is going to happen because of the awareness which has been created. And with this year as the Millet, International Year of Millet, number of, you can say, activities are being planned. Number of, you can say, awareness camps have been planned so that the people should know more about the millets and they should think about how they can include this super crop in their diet. So thank you so much.